Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Buck Dome here in Alpine, Texas. We have two highly anticipated matchups. The Lady Bucks hosting Presidio, and right after that, it's the Fighting Bucks and Presidio, and our closest rival just down the road. It was senior day here today as well as we celebrated three seniors on this Lady Buck team in Cado Castillo, Mackenzie De Leon, and Neve Carrasco as we're about set to get underway. Still the national anthem to go here in Alpine, Texas. Again, Presidio right now, the favorites for the district. I don't believe they've lost a district game. I believe they're undefeated in district play, and with a win tonight can solidify at least a co-district title with a game against Kermit and maybe a win against Kermit, which might have already happened again. But again, they are right in the driver's seat for the district title. The Lady Bucks lost by just 2 back in Presidio a few weeks ago. That was a game that came right down to the wire, and now the Lady Bucks get them at home, trying to knock them off as we have a big crowd today. Again, they're announcing the starting lineups, and we'll get through a quick advertisement break here at Big Bend Radio, 98.7 FM locally, and on YouTube if you look up Big Bend Radio.
Lexel Clear Caulk is a proven winner when it comes to making a lasting seal inside or out. At Morrison's True Value Hardware Store, they're featuring the 10.5-ounce tube of Lexel Clear Caulk for just $7.99 as a February bargain of the month. It's paintable, it's scrubbable, it even works on wet surfaces. And check the special on Scott Shop Towels. The 55-count roll is on sale at $2.49 as a February bargain of the month at Morrison's True Value Hardware Store.
In today's connected world, digital wellness matters. It's about staying safe online, finding balance at home, and having peace of mind with the technology you use every day. At BBT, we believe your internet should work for you. That's why we offer smart tools that help protect your network, manage screen time, and give you control, all backed by local support you can trust. Because healthy connections build stronger communities. Call 800-592-4781 or visit bigbend.com today.
Whether you're here to explore Big Bend, cheer on the Lobos, or just watch the West Texas sunset, Hampton Inn and Alpine is your home away from home. Wake up refreshed in a cozy bed. Enjoy our hot breakfast, always free. Just minutes from Sul Ross State University in downtown Alpine, we put comfort and convenience on the map. Hampton Inn and Alpine, where West Texas hospitality meets Hilton comfort. Book today at Hampton.com.
At Maverick Bank, we don't just bank, we break the mold. Bold, independent, and built for Texas. We make decisions locally with your goals in mind. Whether you're growing a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help you move forward. Visit www.maverick.bank or stop by your nearest location in Alpine, Fort Davis, or Presidio. Maverick Bank, legacy-driven, future-focused. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They're running through the starting lineups here. Again, Presidio on the road. It looks like the lineup is unchanged for the Lady Devils from the last time out. The leading scorer for the Lady Devils in that matchup, 2 of them, Carolina Ramos. She had double digits against Alpine, hit the 3 ball. She was a name that you'd circle before the matchup even started from last year's team as well. And Lindsay Carrasco had a nice scoring night against Alpine as they fed her down low in the half-court offense and worked the ball inside. Those will be 2 names we're looking out for, as well as Brissa Venegas, Kimberly Madrid, and Alina Valenzuela, all in the starting lineup today for Presidio as they announce the starting lineup for Alpine, and they'll start with the 3 seniors. Cado Castillo, Neve Carrasco, and Mackenzie De Leon for Alpine. Andin Ramirez, and Andin is followed up by Jillian Morrissey. Jillian Morrissey's dad used to be a coach here and is now being inducted in the Sul Ross State Hall of Honor here in the near future. That might be private information. I may be leaking something that isn't supposed to be leaked, but again, Coach Hugh Morrissey, who played basketball at Sul Ross, his daughter here, and he is going to be in the Hall of Honor at Sul Ross here in the near future. And his daughter Jillian, just a sophomore, in the starting lineup today with the other sophomore, Andon Ramirez. And both teams come out for the tip. Officials ready as well. Cody Stone, an assistant athletic director up at Sul Ross, the head rodeo coach at Sul Ross, as well, CJ Erdogan out tonight. And I don't know the other official, but that's two of our three officiating officials here tonight. Up for the tip is Neve Carrasco going against Carlina Ramos. The tip won by Presidio, and they come up the floor. They work it left. Here is Brissa Venegas. She might be the only different starter from today's matchup as they work it across the key. This is Carlina Ramos. Pass to the wing. Spot up three off the mark. And Neve takes down the rebound. Finds Jillian up the floor. Lady Bucks with an opportunity in transition as she finds Andon Ramirez up and under the basket, wide open in transition. Coach Yvette Ramos is looking at her team, wondering how we didn't get back and allowed that easy bucket. If the Lady Bucks can feast in transition, they can absolutely win this game today. Here's the Lady Devils with the basketball. Aliana Valenzuela sends it across. It's tipped by the Lady Bucks. They'll give it to the corner. Another three try by Ramos, and her three's off the mark. No, that was Kimberly Madrid on the three from the wing. Now a takeaway for Presidio. They'll lob it inside. Up off the glass, no good. Rebound kicked around and saved back in bounds by Neve. Presidio back with the basketball. 1 minute into the ball game, 2-0 Lady Bucks. Their only possession, an easy transition look. And the Lady Devils have a few offensive rebounds. They'll send it across the key for Kimberly Madrid. She slows things down. Wing pass, another three. That time it's good for Presidio. Number 15, Carlina Ramos with the three, as there's a foul against Presidio and a ball up the floor. Morrissey hits the deck. So 3 shots really from a half-court look and not that second chance opportunity after an offensive rebound, and 3 3 attempts, 2 from Kimberly and 1 the made shot from Ramos. She had a number of threes last time out against the Lady Bucks. As we're a minute 30 into this, the road team on the lead with the lead by 1. And in across to Jillian. Jillian tries to skip pass to the wing. Just out of reach for Caro Castillo, and Kimberly will inbound. These Lady Bucks and Lady Devils have been seeing each other, not just on the hardwood, but in basketball. We'll probably see some familiar faces in softball, and for the seniors, it's probably been seeing these faces in and out for the last 4 years as Presidio has the ball in the wing. It's Carlina. They work it to the wing. Now Madrid prodding inside, doubled there. The Lady Bucks, Andon Ramirez with the help side defense in the zone look as the interior pass is swallowed up, and McKenzie takes a step with the basketball, a whistle and a travel. That's the zone look. The Lady Bucks trying to take away the inside, force the 3 ball. Presidio has challenged them by taking a couple of threes, saying we can hit these as well. They're 1 of 3 from 3, and that interior pass was a takeaway a moment ago before the travel call. Inbound from Kimberly Madrid. She sends it inside. A high scorer last time around, and Lindsay Carrasco sends it high off the glass. No good, but an effort rebound by Carrasco as she ties up with Neve on the inside, and it's a jump ball with the possession arrow favoring Alpine. 2 minutes, 15 seconds into the ball game. Lady Buck basketball trailing 3-2. Here's Jillian. It's a press about 3/4 of the way up the floor. Jillian seeing a wall of Presidio defenders, lobs it over the top for Andon, and another transition bucket. Lady Bucks haven't had much of the basketball. This time they find Neve at the tail end of things. 4-3 Lady Bucks. Again, it's that zone look. The runner from the inside won't go, and it's airballed underneath the rim and trickles towards the cheerleading crew for Alpine. 4-3. And Jillian, again, seeing a wall of defenders right at the half-court line. Let's see if the Lady Bucks come up the floor. It's Caro with a quick pass, tip to Neve, Neve to Andon, and that aggressive press allows the Lady Bucks to score another transition look, 6-3. Lady Bucks come out in their own press. Caro trying to jump the pass, a double team now on the wing. They'll tie up the basketball, and a jump ball forced by Alpine. The ball will stay with the Lady Devils, but again, switch that arrow over at the scores table with 4:53 to go. Right now, it's looking good for Alpine. Playing against an undefeated in district play Presidio team. Brissa Venegas sends it across. Here's Kimberly Madrid past the timeline across to Venegas. They'll send a skip pass, pump fake, runner from the lane, won't go. The rebound tipped around, and Presidio comes down with it. They have won the offensive boards thus far. This time a missed shot, and it's Neve with the rebound. She lobs it up the floor. It's Jillian. Jillian trying to get to the basket. Runner off the mark, and a whistle and a charge as Presidio set their feet inside in transition. .420 to go here in the first quarter. That's the first foul of the ball game, 4 minutes in. No, the second foul of the ball game. One against either team. Here's Madrid. Venegas now as they work it to the corner. Running three is airballed towards the cheerleaders. Presidio saves it back inbounds to the senior Mackenzie De Leon. She outlets to Jillian, and Jillian races up the floor. No pressure till she gets past the timeline as she tries to send a pass to the wing. It's tipped there. Lady Bucks trying to get after the basketball, and it'll be a tie-up on the floor. Neve hopping down on the floor to get after the ball. And it'll stay with Alpine on the jump ball. As Carrasco looks to inbound, the Lady Bucks will line up on the three-point line. Looking for an outlet, she finds Jillian on the baseline, tipped out of her hands, and Alpine will keep the basketball with 3:47 to go. This time they line up along the right side of the lane. Splitting out to the wing is Andon Ramirez. Quick trigger shot from there, won't go, and a whistle and a foul on the rebound. Neve pushed from behind, and the Lady Bucks will keep the basketball with the foul on the floor. The second team foul committed by Presidio. Neither team with a change in the starting lineup today. 5 minutes into the game, or more like 4:30, as Neve's doubled on the baseline, tries to outlet to McKenzie up top, and that's taken away by Presidio. They race up the floor, shot off the glass, won't go, and plenty of white jerseys on the inside for Alpine to rip down the rebound. Primarily white, the uniform, so they do have a white and a purple look. The Presidio Blue Devils in blue with the white accents. Caro shot off the glass, tried to go, won't. Andon with the rebound, sends it around. They work it to the wing. Jillian, the runner this time. Too strong, and the rebound tipped off of Alpine and out on the baseline with 3:14 to go. A low-scoring affair thus far. 1-3 ball for Presidio's Carolina Ramos. And 3 transition looks for Alpine to total their 6 points. A change on the floor. Aaliyah Fierro and Evelyn Smith check in as Neve and Mackenzie De Leon. No, Mackenzie's on the floor. It's Neve and Jillian checking out as there's a whistle and a foul. It'll be a shooting foul. 2 free throws coming for Lindsay Carrasco. She's their post player, probably about 5'8", 5'9". As she misses the first free throw. Had double digits last time in Presidio in a game that came down to the wire. 1 of 2 as she makes the second. 6-4, Alpine on top. Here's Andon. Finding McKenzie up the floor, working past that press. McKenzie outlets back to Andon just past the timeline. Andon looking for an outlet after picking up her dribble. It's Evelyn swinging to Andon. Spot up 3 there off the front side of the rim, and the rebound comes out into the corner here. Just in front of the camera. You, no IMAX 3D vision, but you would have known it if we had it. with the ball coming that way. It's an inbound look and a patient half-court set from the Lady Bucks back in their defensive look, showing that 3-2 zone. And in the point on that zone is the three ball from the wing. Won't go. It's Aaliyah Fierro battling for the board. She rips it down, lobs it up the floor where Kimberly Madrid will bat it towards the scorer's table, and Alpine will inbound from there. That one made its way through. Cara would have had an open look towards the rim as we have a couple more substitutes coming in. Shannon Tamale and here's Evelyn up top. Pass across the key, tip back. Evelyn tried to recollect, and now Presidio up the floor in transition. High off the glass, won't go. And a nice rebound for Emery Mercado, the other one who checked on the floor. Now it's Chantamale to Fierro. Fierro, the transition three, too strong. Mercado saves the rebound, tracing it back in bounds, but unable to keep it in. And 10 total points, 6 minutes into the ballgame. Here's Kimberly inbounding. She sends it into Brissa Venegas. Brissa really the point guard for this team. Brissa across to Lorena Rivera. Three ball from Madrid, won't go, and the rebound, a foul against Fierro with really a hip check against Venegas on the rebound. Man, it's already pretty full here. If you're listening on the radio, try and get here soon if you want good seats. It's only going to get more and more full as the boys' game starts here soon. Here's Evelyn slowing things down into a half-court set. Now Cotto up back top to Evelyn. A 6-4 Lady Buck lead. 3 fouls committed by Alpine, 2 by Presidio. No, it's the other way around. They'll give it to Cotto. Cotto, the corner three off the mark, and Lindsay Carrasco has the rebound. A takeaway there for Mercado. Mercado gives it. Evelyn, the pump fake. The long two, and it's good. 8-4, Lady Bucks on top. Here's Brissa. Across to Valenzuela. Madrid trying to prod. Nothing there. Working it to the corner. They'll send the interior pass. Carrasco getting space. Shot up, and Aaliyah Fierro rips down the rebound on the missed shot. Now it's Cotto trying to send it across the floor, and it's tipped back by Presidio. They have it taken away. 37 seconds to go. Kimberly Madrid, the spot up three, hasn't gotten it to go thus far as Presidio has another offensive rebound. Put up off the glass this time. It's Shannon Tamale, the freshman, with the rebound. She sends it across as her pass is tipped, but it's out off of Tamale, and it'll be Presidio basketball. They have 1 point off the three from Ramos, 1 point off of a free throw, and other than that, have come up scoreless with a lot of offensive rebounds and a lot of second chance looks. 15 seconds to go. Presidio with the basketball. Lady Bucks up 8-4. Here's Kimberly Madrid in the corner. Across for Ramos. Now in the low post. 3 seconds. They're going to have to get a shot up. Off balance and a double dribble. We might add some time to the clock. Looks like we'll go right into the end of the first quarter. Again, Presidio not getting a good look at the tail end of that buzzer. And we'll send it to a quick intermission here at Big Ben Radio. Lady Bucks up 8-4.
Enjoy the familiar comforts of Holiday Inn Express as you explore the mysterious beauties of West Texas. We offer spacious rooms with large bathrooms, complimentary breakfast that will spoil your taste buds, free Wi-Fi, fitness center, indoor pool, and even electric vehicle charging. Holiday Inn Express, your oasis in the desert.
Sorry to interrupt. They did put time up on the clock, trying to work it now. Looks like it's going to be 2.2 seconds. Right now, the scoreboard shows 12 seconds. Yeah, they're going to wait to get the scoreboard right. As both teams go back to the scorer's table. I think they just couldn't get the right time up on the scoreboard. They inbounded it, and the Lady Bucks has held the ball for a moment. we'll head back to the intermission, as I think they'll count it now as the end of the first quarter.
At your local McCoys, they make purchasing materials for your do-it-yourself or large construction project as easy as possible. You choose between buying online or in the store, either picking it up in the store or having it delivered to the job site. At McCoys, they know your time is valuable, and their pros will make sure that your materials arrive at your home or job site on time so that you can get the job done and get on to the next one. McCoys, let's build something. Proud sponsors of Alpine ISD Sports.
Alpine Community Credit Union wants to thank Alpine and its residents for making Alpine such a terrific place to live by supporting its customers with the best professional and friendliest service in town. Federally insured, they can help you with loans, businesses, savings, or any banking need that you might have. Experience our beautiful clean lobby and that down-home professional small-town courtesy that you can only expect from, well, a small town. Alpine Community Credit Union.
It's Presidio with the basketball after the break. 8-4, Lady Bucks on top. You have to think Presidio's guards will hit the three eventually. Lady Bucks need to build a lead before they do so. Here's a ball on the baseline and a quick timeout from head coach Yvette Ramos. Her brother, no timeout. They'll say it was out on the baseline off of, no, it is a timeout. Okay. Yvette Ramos, her brother played baseball at plays baseball at Sul Ross. He's injured this year, so isn't playing this season, but he led the Lobos in home runs last year with 10. Local hometown kid. We only have one other guy that's from the area on that Sul Ross team and a Fort Stockton product. They're up on the road right now at Lubbock Christian University and back at home next week against Angelo State. That's Sul Ross baseball, who started their season last week with a home series against St. Mary's. Again, 8-4, Alpine, Lady Bucks on top. Should be Presidio basketball inbounding from the baseline after the quick timeout from Coach Yvette Ramos. Other than that, Sul Ross basketball was up on the road at UTPB yesterday, going 0-2. And we'll head to Angelo State on Saturday. Softball in action, too. We've got plenty of sports. There's a takeaway from Neve up top. She comes up the floor, and it's taken back from behind. Now a battle for the basketball. Jillian Morrissey ties up, and they'll give the ball to the Lady Bucks. Inbound here from Jillian. She sends it up to McKenzie at the nail. Inside out, and in spot up three. That's good. Alpine up 11-4. The sophomore Andon Ramirez hits the three ball. Full court press, 1-2-1-1. Neve jumping over, trying to get the pass, and she was bumped by Carrasco. Neve whistled for the foul. One of those where Carrasco had her feet established. That's Lindsay Carrasco. She had the position established, so Neve really ran in Lindsay's area. Here's Brissa Venegas. Sends it to the wing. That pass tipped by Andon, and it will stay with Presidio in blue and white. 7:13 to go. Lady Bucks up 7. 3 points in the first minute of this second quarter for Andon Ramirez and her three. Lady Bucks back in that suffocating zone. No, it's a man-to-man. Drive, the runner off the glass, won't go for Kimberly, and McKenzie has the rebound. Here's Jillian up the floor. Sends it inside for Neve. Neve doubled there, strong to get the basketball up to Mackenzie De Leon. Her shot fell inside the basket and tipped back out. Now the Lady Bucks with a double in the corner after the rebound by Presidio. And a tie up on the floor, a whistle and a jump ball will give the basketball to Alpine. Man, the Lady Bucks that good thus far. Here's Jillian inbounding. Jillian angles across, sends it to the wing for Andon. Her interior pass towards Presidio. McKenzie comes away with the tip ball. Evelyn driving, fadeaway look. Off the mark, and Andon has the rebound. Her mid-range shot off the front side of the rim. A battle for the board. This time Kimberly Madrid has it. Tipped out of her hands by Alpine, but she gets it across for a guard. Presidio up the floor. Carrasco lobs it inside, and Evelyn the takeaway. Well, they'll tie up. The ball's on the wing now for Jillian, and she slows things down as Presidio returns to position. Jillian up the floor, finds Andon in transition, wide open under the bucket. A big closeout from Kimberly Madrid wasn't enough to get Andon to miss the shot, and it's 12-4. Kimberly driving, sends it across the lane. The transition look for Presidio as they draw a foul. Elena Valenzuela will shoot an and one opportunity. I'm not sure if she scored in the last game against Alpine. I was keeping track with the numbers that day and don't have any tally marks next to Elena's name. Or Elani, sorry. Elani Valenzuela will shoot an and one opportunity. It's 13-6 now, 13-7 as Elani makes the free throw. Lady Buck basketball. That full court press from Presidio. Again, they're going to meet Jillian about 3/4 of the way up the floor. A trap at the timeline, nothing doing as Jillian gets it up for Evelyn. Evelyn to Andon, fadeaway look under the basket. Won't go, and Presidio tips the rebound back underneath for another player. Now lob up the floor. Jillian got a hand on it, a pass across the key, and a takeaway there. No, Neve got it in her breadbasket, and her momentum carried her out on the baseline, but she stopped that the transition set for Presidio. 13-7, Lady Bucks on top, 5:28 to go in the second quarter. Inbound pass, runner won't go, and a strong rebound by Neve. Neve up the floor for Evelyn. A 2-on-2 as Presidio gets back in the half-court set. Evelyn has a lane, drives off the front side of the rim, and gets it to go. Lady Bucks back in the press. Up the floor is Lindsay Carrasco. She's not going to handle the ball, and the Lady Bucks jump up into the air and make contact with the Presidio player running up the floor. That was number 12, Brissa Baeza, drawing a lot of contact, and I think the third team foul against Alpine. 3 minutes into this second quarter. Presidio inbounding from the baseline. They lob it to the middle through the hands of Lindsay Carrasco and ends up in the hands of a Presidio player who gets that second chance opportunity, Carolina Ramos. That's one where it's a breakdown when the basketball's on the floor. Everybody loses their positional strength, and you get an easy look if you come away with the ball as Andon pump fakes, goes to the wing, and hits the shot. 17-9 Lady Bucks. Now it's Brissa Venegas sending it across for Kimberly Madrid. Madrid has it tipped out of her hands, but recollects in Brissa. They'll send a rocket inside, right into the basket of Aaliyah Fierro. Aaliyah up the floor. Jillian is fouled by Ramos as she brings it past the timeline, and a foul that will benefit Presidio as the Lady Bucks would have had a 2-on-1 up the floor with, I believe, Fierro and Morrissey. We've got a timeout on the floor. Lady Bucks up 17-9 with 4:23 to go in the second quarter.
Has joint pain been slowing you down, maybe for years? If you've participated in general orthopedic care, but it's finally time for a new knee or hip, Big Bend Regional Medical Center now offers total joint replacement procedures right here in Alpine. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Daniel Vandaloon is pleased to partner with the hospital so patients can go through both surgery and rehabilitation while remaining close to home. For more information on the joint replacement program, visit us at bigbendhealth.com.
I'm serious, folks.
Lowe's Market traces its history to E.M. Bud Lowe, who sold candy and sundries for the back of his...
Sorry, make sure you shop at Lowe's, but I'm serious, folks. It's I'm not sure what they're going to do if more and more people start to show up today. Here's Jillian. Has it up top. Tipped out of her hands. She'll battle for the basketball, saving it inbounds off of the guard, Brissa Venegas. And the Lady Bucks will keep the basketball. A lot of pressure up top for our guards right now. See how far that point player in the zone comes up top to pressure the guards. Here's Jillian. Jillian called for the double dribble at the 4-minute mark in the second quarter. Hey, it was senior day. Lady Bucks being celebrated. 3 seniors, Neve Carrasco, Mackenzie De Leon, and Caro Castillo. I got my own senior day basket here, man. That first time. Excited about my peanut M&Ms. Here's a block on the inside for Neve, and the Lady Bucks send the ball up the floor. It's Andon trying to collect and dribble as the Lady Bucks will get whistled for a foul, fouling Brissa Venegas. That's the 4th team foul on Alpine. Next one will put Presidio in the bonus. Kimberly to inbound. Lobs it up for the guard, Brissa. They swing it to the wing. Presidio has stopped taking those threes at this point in the game as the runner won't go. Pump fake from the outside. I think that's the message. They're passing up the threes, and the interior pass is taken away by the Senior Castillo. They'll send a skip pass across the key, and Aaliyah Fierro battles to keep the basketball with Alpine. A lot of pressure at the timeline as Lindsay Carrasco dives after the ball. We get it up to Andon. Andon up the floor to Jillian, and a timeout from Coach Taryn Johnson. Good timeout from Coach. Lady Bucks need to settle down. Right now, a lot of pressure from Presidio. You've got a big lead, and you want to sustain that lead. And we'll be back after a moment here at Big Bend Radio. 17-9. Lady Bucks on top at the 3:07 mark.
SOS has many meanings, but it means big savings this month at Morrison's True Value Hardware store. As a February bargain of the month, Morrison's has their big 18-count box of SOS steel wool soap pads at just $3.79. If you'll be needing a new hose nozzle, grab one that's built to last. A Green Thumb all-brass 4-inch nozzle with adjustable spray. It's sale priced at just $5.99 at your C.G. Morrison family of stores.
We're back here in the second quarter as Caro Castillo has it at the timeline. Gives it on the wing for Shannon Tamale. Now the pass to Emery Mercado through her hands. Presidio trying to save it on the baseline. And it's out off of Kimberly Madrid, who had a foot on the line as she touched the ball. Andon looking to inbound at the 3-minute mark exactly now. She'll lob it over the top. Nothing doing on the interior pass. Caro driving, sensing some contact, and puts a shot up. The whistle and the foul will come against, I believe, Kimberly Madrid, and I believe that's her second of the game. No, it's coming against number 4, Lorena Rivera, and that's her first foul. Shout out to Kermit in their gym. They've got a foul tracker up on the board as Caro's first is just strong. They'll tell you every player who's been in the ball game and how many fouls they have. Really helpful at the high school level. Here's Castillo's second. Wow, both of them wanted to fall. Won't go. Emery Mercado gets the rebound on the inside. Fierro, the skip pass to Castillo. She tries a 3-ball. Couldn't hit the free throw, but knocks down the 3 as she fades away, and the Lady Bucks lead by double digits. The biggest lead today, 20-9. 2:39 to go here in the second. Lady Devils, here's Ramos lobbing it inside to Lindsay Carrasco. A lot of pressure there. Caro with the ball, sends it up for Tamale. A tie-up with the basketball. No, Lindsay rips it away. They'll send it to Brissa Baeza. She drives and draws the foul. 2 free throws coming for Baeza. They're still passing up the threes. Early on, they were taking the threes. Weren't hitting them, so they changed their game plan. I think at some point we'll see them start to take them again. Is it the 10-point ball game as Baeza makes the first? 20-10. Baeza 2 of 2. 2 clean strokes at the line. Now the Lady Bucks up the floor. 22-11. Fierro sends it on the wing to Castillo. Hit the 3 a moment ago. Her pass across the key taken away. Now Carolina Ramos up the floor. She'll drive a draw a foul in transition. Of Presidio's points, about half of them at the line. as Ramos will shoot 2. First is off the mark. She hit a 3-ball to start the scoring today for Presidio. It was 3-2 after Ramos's 3. And she hits the second, 20-12. 2:09, they haven't started the clock. Still haven't started the clock. Lob it inside. Here's Emery Mercado. Still haven't started the clock. Here's a runner from Jillian off the heel. Rebound tipped around. And the clock is still not running. Here's Lindsay Carrasco across the key. Now they start it. Lindsay on the inside. The mid-range shot was sat on the rim, bounced about 4 times, won't fall for Presidio. Here's the pass to Tamale. She sends it inside. A battle for the basketball. Neve somehow comes away with it from the floor, sends it out to Tamale through her legs. With Presidio in the bonus, the extra 25 seconds there definitely benefits Presidio. Here's Ramos. She'll try that 3-ball. There it is. 20-15. Jillian. Swing pass to Tamale. She'll try a fadeaway look. Rebound chased down by Morrissey. Morrissey, a lot of contact. She lobs it up the floor. Takeaway, Ramos now. Slowing it down into a half-court set. Presidio on a big run. It was 20-9, now 20-15. Kimberly lobs it inside to Lindsay at the nail. Inside out look, a 3-ball from the right wing, won't go. Lindsay the rebound, quick up in the air, and she's fouled. 2 free throws coming for Lindsay Carrasco. Went 1 for 2 at the line earlier today. This is big for Presidio to get back into this before the break. Lindsay's free throw rattles in, 20-16. Second won't go, and Neve has the rebound. Sends it out to Cotto. Cotto doubled there, trying to send it up. Her pass tipped, another pass tipped. Now Presidio comes away with it. 48 seconds, they'll lob it up off the mark. And off the rim, out on the baseline where the Lady Bucks will inbound. 4-point ball game. The Lady Bucks led by as much as 11. Here's Cotto past the timeline, 40 seconds to go. Tamale across the key to Andon. Andon lobs it up the floor for Cotto. She fights through some contact. Presidio gets the ball, takes it away. Lindsay Carrasco is fouled as well. And in the bonus, Presidio will shoot 2 free throws. Presidio with all the momentum right now, just trying to get to that halftime buzzer. with the clock that waited about 25 seconds to start, we would be right at the halftime buzzer right now. Lindsay making the first. Went 1 of 2 a moment ago. And goes 2 of 2 this time. Here's Andon. Lobs it to Cotto. Cotto, quick trigger shot, won't go, and the rebound off of Lindsay Carrasco on the baseline. As Emery Mercado boxed out. Neve calling for the set. Sends it over the top, and it's a takeaway. Racing up the floor, Carolina Ramos. She'll drive. Her shot blocked, and the Lady Bucks tie up underneath the basket. Cotto forcing the jump ball along with Brissa Venegas of Presidio. Jump ball will keep the ball with Presidio. 15 seconds to go. Lady Devils driving. Shot from the elbow won't go. And it's out off of Presidio on the baseline. No, a foul against Presidio. That's the 3rd team foul committed by Presidio in a quarter where the Lady Bucks have committed plenty. Just a 2-point game. Ladybugs had a big lead. You knew that was going to be close coming into today as Andon tries a mid-range shot. She's fouled, and the shot falls. 1.75 seconds on the clock, a big one for the Ladybugs. 22-18. Can we make it a 5-point game before the buzzer? She went up with the mid-range, and really the closeout, the momentum, had a hip check right into Andon. As she'll try and make it a 4-point or a 5-point game. Here's the free throw, good for the sophomore. 23-18, here's Presidio. They'll lob one up if they want to from half court. Kimberly Madrid won't get the shot off. She lobbed it up into the hands of Cody Stone under the basket. But again, we'll send it to a quick intermission here at Big Bend Radio. Halftime coming as the Lady Devils, undefeated in district play, head on the road against Alpine. 23-18 our score.
Do you need better internet in West Texas? Mountain Zone TV delivers reliable wireless broadband with no credit checks and no contracts. Whether you're streaming, working from home, or running a local business, Mountain Zone TV is built for rural living. Proudly serving Fort Davis, Marathon, Marfa, and Presidio with fast, dependable local service. Mountain Zone TV, connecting West Texas. Call them up at 432-837-2300.
Skinner's Drilling and Well Service offers everything you need when it comes to solar well pump system installation and maintenance. Whether you're looking to cut electricity costs or need solar power in an area where electricity is not readily available, Skinner's Drilling and Well Service has some solar options that you'll want to consider. By the way, these systems are upgradable over time. Call Skinner's Drilling and Well Service, LLC at 837-2497, Texas license number 2838A1.
When West Texas weather hits hard, your roof has to be tougher. That's why local homeowners and businesses trust Talent Roofing. From storm damage and repairs to full roof replacements, Talent Roofing delivers honest work, fair pricing, and results that last. No shortcuts, no guesswork, just quality craftsmanship from a team that knows West Texas roofs inside and out. Call them up at 432-837-7009.
Well, folks, we should be back here in the second half in a moment. 23-18, Lady Bucks on top. As both boys teams have filed into the gym. Still more folks coming from Presidio. Still more folks coming from Alpine. You know, there is a big scheduled renovation for this Alpine gym. I'm guessing we'll have some more seats out here as well, but I'm still interested to see how we're going to pack this gym tonight. Lady Bucks, though, with a big lead in a big-time ball game today, with Presidio undefeated in district play. Kermit still to be played against this Presidio team. So if you look at things, if Presidio loses tonight, then they would need to beat Kermit to win the district title outright. That would be a co-district championship. So if Presidio loses tonight, a win against Kermit would be a co-district championship. If they win tonight, the win against Kermit would be an outright district championship. And if they win tonight and lose against Kermit, it's a co-district championship title. So, again, Presidio wants to win this thing outright. They want to have just one team with a banner up in the gym from this season. They need to win both of the next two ball games as they trail by 5 at the halftime break. Lady Bucks have given them the best run for their money in district play with a 2-point loss up in Presidio right at the buzzer. Now a 5-point lead at the halftime break. Lady Bucks trying to knock off the best team in the district this season. Lineup on the floor for Presidio, the starting lineup today. Brisa Venegas, Lindsay Carrasco, Carolina Ramos, Elani Valenzuela, and Kimberly Madrid as the Lady Bucks come out of the break with Mackenzie De Leon, Caro Castillo, Neve Carrasco, Jillian Morrissey, and Andon Ramirez, the starting lineup here on senior night. We timed up that senior day celebrations really well. Sometimes the senior day celebrations, as in Tornillo, we started after the scheduled game time. It pushed back our drive home about 45 minutes. That's exaggerating, maybe 30 minutes, but Andon will inbound the basketball as we started this one right on time. Jillian will bring it past the timeline, working against the point guard for Presidio, Brisa Venegas. Gives it off to Andon. Now the corner pass tipped by Lindsay Carrasco, and the Lady Bucks will keep the basketball. Lady Bucks led by as many as 11 towards the tail end of that first half before a Presidio run brought it within 2, and a Lady Buck basket at the tail end of things by Andon Ramirez made it a 5-point game. Mid-range shot for Neve won't go. And a strong rebound by Jillian. She sends it up top for Andon. It'll go past the timeline, and a backcourt violation scored against the Lady Bucks. Kimberly up top to Ramos. Now it's Venegas. Venegas, the jump pass to Carrasco, and a nice takeaway in anticipation from Neve. Sensing the interior passes coming, she stepped up, took it away. Now they'll send it across. Neve with a strong arm grab of the basketball as she is fouled as well. First foul against Presidio and first foul of this third quarter. A couple of nice plays on both ends of the floor for Carrasco. She has to be a physical 5. Here's Andon, the 3 after the inbound. Andon Ramirez has 2 threes in the game, that and one at the tail end of the first half, and the sophomore's having a big one today, 26-18. Lindsay Carrasco, the 3-point ball in a low-scoring game like this is really big. That's off the mark for Carrasco. Carlo back across to Morrissey. A whistle and a foul on Kimberly Madrid as she bumps Morrissey, trying to apply the pressure up the floor. 6:55 to go in the third quarter. I stand corrected. Earlier I was talking about the district titles. That shot's off the mark. Andon has the rebound. Kicks it to the wing. The three ball there won't go for Cotto. The interior pass down from Presidio, trying to save that ball back in bounds. It's another takeaway for Carrasco. Presidio could lose tonight, and with a win against Kermit would have the district title outright too. So really winning their next game against Kermit, no matter what, means a district title for Presidio. As Alpine draws a foul, that's 3 fouls here in the first 2 minutes. That a shooting foul, as Castillo will shoot 2. Cotto makes the first. 9-point ball game. There's going to be a lane violation. Carl's going to get another chance. It was Presidio's Brisa Venegas. She looked like one of those offensive linemen set in his stance, and he just falls forward as he loses his balance. She just kind of fell forward into the lane as Cotto gets the extra chance and gets it to go. 28-18. Here's Kimberly. Presidio sends it inside. Tipped by Kimberly. She'll lay it on the floor, and a takeaway for Morrissey. Morrissey lobs it up to Andon. Andon in transition. Left-handed lay. Biggest lead of the day, 30-12, or 30-18, 12-point lead. Ramos, they'll send it out. Now lob inside. Battle for the ball there. It's out off of Alpine as they looked for Brisa Baeza inside. Line up on the floor for Presidio. Brisa Baeza, Carolina Ramos, Kimberly Madrid, Lorena Rivera, and the point guard who sees a lot of minutes, Brisa Venegas. Did I already say that? I think I did. Kimberly Madrid also out there. Here's Neve up the floor to Jillian. Cross-court pass, tipped out of bounds by Madrid. Lady Bucks will keep the basketball up 12. This senior-heavy lineup has done good today. Here's Kano. Jillian lobs up the three ball, wrapped around, but won't fall. Kimberly sends it up the floor. And Jillian looks like a DB here on Super Bowl weekend. Taking that one away, backpedaling as they send it inside. Neve back across the key to Cotto. Cotto bumped and, whoa, they'll give it to Presidio. A lot of contact there. But no foul, and it's out off of Alpine with 5:11 to go. Here's Kimberly. Driving, the runner off the heel, no good. And Neve has another physical rebound, sends it across. That pass tipped by a hungry Carolina Ramos, and the Lady Bucks will keep the basketball. Here's Jillian. Taking her time up top right now with the Lady Buck lead, and we have an issue. Maybe with the ball. Looked like there was something stuck to the ball. As the Lady Bucks make a couple of changes, Andon hands off to Fierro. Across to Jillian through her hands. She'll chase it down and recollect. She sends a skip pass to Andon. Now back to Caro. Caro blocked from the wing. Here's Ramos with the basketball. Same name as Carolina. As there's a drive and the runner off the mark for Kimberly. Andon has the rebound. Andon, runner in transition, off the glass and in. Man, Andon, she's not old enough to buy a lottery ticket, but she needs to buy one after today. It is her day. 33-18. Lady Bucks on top by 15. I'll buy the lottery ticket, Andon. You just pick the numbers. That is 3 threes in the ball game. She's also got that and one bucket, a couple of transition looks. Andon has at least 15 points today. A sophomore, as the Lady Bucks have 33. She's close to doubling. She's close to leading Presidio just in her scoring margin. As there's a timeout on the floor, and Presidio in the biggest trouble they've seen in district play this season. Overall, Presidio played a really tough non-district schedule, so not a lot of wins. Their overall record right now on Max Prep shows 9-11. That's without reporting the scores against Anthony, Kermit, and Anthony again, which are all 3 wins. So we know they're at least 12-11. Here's some teams. They lost to Fort Stockton 51-34. They beat Crane 43-34 to open the year. A 57-23 loss against Wink. A 52-20 loss against Andrews. They beat Isleta out of El Paso 55-31. They lost at Fort Stockton 66-37 and a 34-28. That's a solid loss against Monahans. They're in trouble right now on the road. Let's see what the Lady Devils can do. Kimberly driving. She'll draw a foul. Kimberly Madrid, Carolina Ramos are going to be key to get this Presidio team back in the ball game. Kimberly gets the friendly roll on the first half of her trip to the line, 33-19. Madrid, 2 of 2. Here's Jillian coming up the floor. Across to Aaliyah. Back to Jillian. Emery Mercado in as well as the skip pass is tipped by Presidio. Jillian tied up after she takes it back away. And they'll call a foul against the Lady Devils. That's their 4th. So 1 away from the bonus of the Lady Bucks. Alpine has only committed 1 team foul in this 3rd quarter with 3:42 to go. We'll send it all the way up the floor. No outlet there for Morrissey, and she has to send it over the top for Andon. Untouched by Presidio, and the Lady Devils will have the basketball. You know, one thing, you've got a big lead. You don't want to turn it over. You want to take care of the ball, get patient sets, just bleed this game dry. As the Lady Bucks have a few subs coming in. It's on the floor for Alpine, Cado Castillo, Andon Ramirez, Mackenzie De Leon, Neve Carrasco, and Evelyn Smith. Lady Devils have it up top. Still plenty of time as they send it to Kimberly. Tipped back up to Lindsay Carrasco. Lindsay doubled as the Lady Bucks apply a lot of pressure in that zone. When they get it to the wing, they'll work it up, and the mid-range shot off the heel, no good for Ramos. They get it back inside. High-rise shot for Brissa Venegas won't go. Now Kimberly, pump fake, a drive. The shot off the glass, no good. They get an offensive rebound, take another one. That one won't go, and a whistle and a foul against Presidio will put Evelyn Smith at the line. With 3:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. Presidio has won the offensive glass today, has had more sets and more opportunities off of the offensive rebounds. Lady Bucks have forced a lot of turnovers, haven't given any interior looks on the defensive side of things to Presidio. As Evelyn's first is good. Evelyn second off the mark, but the rebound taken down by Neve. It tips out. Cotto tries it. Off the rebound, no good, but a Lady Buck offensive rebound again. They get it out to Evelyn on the wing. No, her foot on the baseline as she collects the pass. 34-20. Lady Bucks up by 14. Lindsay Carrasco across for Kimberly Madrid. She drives and it gets the runner to go. Like I said, Kimberly's going to be a key part of Presidio's comeback if they want to put one together, as Andon puts a high shot up quickly in this possession. Presidio with the rebound. They send it up the floor, and they're going to give a backcourt violation as Neve collected the ball and her momentum carried her just across the line. Lady Devils now send the skip pass to Lindsay. Now inside is the guard. Back out on the wing to Lindsay. Up top, Brissa Baeza, the three straight away off the top of the backboard. And in headed off, Jillian in. Lady Bucks with two true post players right now in Neve and McKenzie. And they're running a high-low look from the post. Now 5 out, trying to get space for a drive. Back to the high-low. McKenzie, the swing pass to Morrissey, and that's tipped out of bounds. That's what I want to see more of right now from Alpine is patient possessions. Unless you get a wide-open look, I don't want to see a quick shot as they get it into McKenzie. Her shot off the mark. Caro the rebound, and she's bumped and fouled. 2 free throws coming for Castillo. Went 0 for 2 at the line earlier before the Lady Bucks had an offensive board, put it right back in her hands, and she drained a fadeaway 3. Castillo makes the first. Here's the second. 2 of 2 this time. 36-22. Lady Devils swinging it around here. Lindsay to Kimberly, trying to find a cutting guard on the wing. Pulls her back out to the outside. Now Kimberly slashing her runner. Good. She is a stout guard. Here's Evelyn. I don't know if Kimberly is a senior or not. Listed as a senior here. As they give it to Neve. Neve inside, going up to the basket, and Neve Carrasco is fouled. 2 free throws for our senior. Man, I like to see these local kids up at Sul Ross. It'd be cool to see some of these Presidio kids from either the boys or the girls side end up with the Lobos, as that's off the mark. Both head coaches for our boys teams were teammates at Sul Ross. I thought the big man as Neve goes 0 for 2. Rebound tipped back out to the freshman Shannon Tamale. She sends it across for Evelyn. I thought the big man, I think his name was Oliver last year. I thought he was a potential candidate to get looks from the Lobos as we're called for a travel after the offensive rebound. 36-24. Here are the Lady Devils. Sending it inside to Kimberly at the nail. She works it back around. Presidio's basketball, trailing by 12. The interior pass, fadeaway look from the guard, but she's fouled. 2 free throws for Brissa. We've got 2 Brissas. I've never heard of a Brissa before, but Presidio's got 2 of them. Brissa Venegas will shoot her first 2 free throws. Really a distributing guard. She takes care of the basketball. As Brissa makes the first with 43 seconds, to an 11-point game. Venegas, the high-flying free throw goes. A 10-point game again. Lady Bucks led by 11 in the first half before a comeback for Presidio and a 2-point Lady Buck lead right at the break before Alpine got 3 more points just before the halftime break to make it a 5-point lead at halftime. Lady Bucks have led by as much as 15 here in the second half. Back to a 10-point game as Jillian inbounds, and it's tipped out of bounds by Brissa Venegas. She sent it right towards our cheerleaders who got it out of the way in time. Lined up on the baseline there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we have folks on the baseline during the boys' game here in a minute. Morrissey over the top. McKenzie, high rise. She rips it down, and Presidio comes away with the basketball on an interior pass. 25 seconds to go. Venegas up the floor. Patient look. Off the heel, no good for Rivera, as the Lady Bucks will tie up with the Lady Devils. A whistle and a jump ball will keep the basketball with Presidio at the 18-second mark. Kimberly to inbound. Sends it for Lindsay Carrasco. It's Neve Carrasco jumping that pass as her momentum takes her out on the baseline. Kimberly over the top. Clock starts up, 18 seconds. Lindsay, the drive, there was some space, but the Lady Bucks took it away instantly. Andon sends it up the floor, over the shoulder, Hail Mary grab by Jillian. She goes up strong. No whistle as the Lady Bucks have the rebound. 4 seconds. Evelyn, pump fake, the long 2. No good. Rebound inside by Mackenzie De Leon at the buzzer. 36-26 our scores. We head into the fourth quarter here in Alpine, Texas.
A new year is here, and with it comes all kinds of new resolutions. Do yourself a favor and make 2026 the year of best resolutions with Big Canyon TV. We offer smart Samsung TVs with resolutions so high you have to see them to believe them. And Big Canyon staff has made the resolution year in and year out to make sure the job is done right and the customer is always happy. Big Canyon TV, 610 North 5th, or call us at 837-748.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
It'll be Lady Buck ball with a 10-point lead to start the fourth quarter. On the floor, Mackenzie De Leon, Andon Ramirez, and Neve Carrasco. Evelyn Smith will inbound to the sophomore Jillian Morrissey. Jillian brings it past the timeline, lobs it inside. McKenzie, fadeaway look from the interior, won't go, and Lindsay Carrasco has the rebound for Presidio. She'll bring the ball up the floor herself. Lady Bucks back in their half-court defense, and Presidio trying to work it around. Here's Kimberly Madrid, a pump fake from the corner, but the pump fake allowed her to take one step too many before putting the dribble down. So it looks like the Lady Bucks staying away from the press early on, just trying to get back in a half-court set. Don't want to allow Presidio an opportunity to get behind that press for an easy look. And as I said earlier, they're going to bleed this thing dry, and they're going to try and suck the air out of the room with the 10-point lead. Here's Evelyn Smith. Patient across to Jillian. That pass tipped out of bounds by Presidio. Hey, man, we'll take 20-second possessions where we keep the basketball and reset it from a half-court look. They give it to Evelyn. She angles back up to the logo. Sends it down low for Neve. A takeaway for Kimberly. Kimberly coming up the floor. Now it's Andon taken away from behind. No, Kimberly diving after the basketball. A bunch of folks heading on the ball. There was 5 people on the floor just in that one little look, and it's out off of Presidio. There's always something extra on the line between these two teams. And we've got a treat coming up in a moment as the boys will fight for a district title. Here's Andon. Across to Evelyn. They'll swing it to Jillian. Her 3 from the corner too strong. And a rebound by Brissa Baeza. We get a whistle and a foul on McKenzie. I don't know why we're waiting up the floor. Maybe they were confused who had the foul. But again, no press from the Lady Bucks. They're getting back into that half-court look. 1 minute, a scoreless fourth quarter. Kimberly sends it, and a takeaway this time by Neve. She's had a great day defensively for Alpine. Her last game at home as a senior. Skip pass to Andon, wide open mid-range, won't go. Rebounded underneath by Madrid. She's looking up the floor. Jillian now the takeaway as Madrid tried the crossover at the halfway mark and sent it right into the hands of Morrissey. Evelyn tries to find Neve down low. That touched the hands of 3 Presidio players before going out on the baseline at the 6:16 mark. And if you remember that game in Presidio, I think Presidio led by as much as 10 at the 2-minute mark to go in the fourth quarter before the Lady Bucks went on a big run at the end of things. So a 10-point lead for Alpine at the 6:16 mark, and this one is scary. There's Cotto. Man, she caught a lot of contact to the jaw on that shot off the inbound. A real uppercut. She's checking her lip to see if she's all right. They didn't get the foul. Venegas now. Here's Madrid. Her fadeaway look won't go. The rebound tipped to Andon. Andon with the race up the floor, and she's going to double dribble. No, she just lets go of the basketball, knowing the double dribble was coming. Lady Devils take it back. They send it up. Brissa Baeza going strong to the bucket. And that's a good foul by Mercado. At the 5:49 mark, Baeza will shoot 2. And we're scoreless 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the fourth quarter. Baeza can change that at the line. First is no good. Here's Brissa's second. Whoa. Did she get 3? Was there... What did I miss? Here's... So she made 2 of them. 28 for Presidio. It wasn't a 3-point shot, but... maybe I missed something. Here's a pass across for Andon, tipped by Presidio, and Andon's going to take it all the way to the baseline. Needs to get it up the floor in 10 seconds. A good timeout from Coach Taryn Johnson. Smart timeout from Coach. It's an 8-point Presidio lead, or 8-point Alpine lead with 5:33 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
Lexel Clear Caulk is a proven winner when it comes to making a lasting seal inside or out. At Morrison's True Value Hardware Store, they're featuring the 10.5-ounce tube of Lexel Clear Caulk for just $7.99 as a February bargain of the month. It's paintable, it's scrubbable, it even works on wet surfaces. And check the special on Scott Shop Towels. The 55-count roll is on sale at $2.49 as a February bargain of the month at Morrison's True Value Hardware Store.
In today's connected world, digital wellness matters. It's about staying safe online, finding balance at home, and having peace of mind with the technology you use every day. At BBT, we believe your internet should work for you. That's why we offer smart tools that help protect your network, manage screen time, and give you control, all backed by local support you can trust. Because healthy connections build stronger communities. Call 800-592-4781 or visit bigbend.com today.
Alpine basketball. We're live on the radio here locally, 98.7 FM, 1240 AM, or on YouTube at Big Bend Radio. YouTube new for this Lady Buck basketball season and Fighting Buck basketball season. We started it with football this year. As the Lady Bucks have it, it's a really patient set. No points in the fourth quarter. They could go scoreless in the fourth quarter and still win this ball game coming into it with a 10-point lead. And they're not really looking for a shot right now. They're just looking to work the ball across, but now it's a takeaway for Presidio. No, out on the sideline as the pass across the free key from Carl was batted by Presidio, but the Lady Bucks will keep the ball now 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. 5:02 to go. Jillian looking for the pass, needs to get this off and finds Andon in the backcourt. Andon working one-on-one against Lindsay Carrasco. She gets it past the timeline and meets Kimberly Madrid. Now across for Jillian. I don't even think they doubled Jillian. I think she's too confident with the basketball. Andon, a fadeaway look from the right side, won't go. Rebound, tied up. No, they're battling for the ball, and a travel called against Presidio after falling to the ground with the basketball. Jillian to inbound. Andon has been the player of the game thus far. Neve Carrasco, an honorable mention on the defensive side of things for the Lady Bucks, who allowed just 28 points from this Presidio team, about a point per minute in the ballgame. Exactly a point per minute. Here's Brissa running. Her shot won't go, but she's fouled. Baeza hit 2 of 3 earlier. As Brissa makes the first. Just like that, a 7-point game at the 4:26 mark. Fierro checks out, Neve checks in. Mackenzie De Leon, Neve Carrasco, Jillian Morrissey, Carla Castillo, and Andon Ramirez on the floor for the Lady Bucks. That shot won't go. It's Mackenzie with the rebound, doubled on the baseline, trying to find an outlet, sent across, a whistle and a foul against Alpine. Brissa Baeza gets a couple more after the steal, going 1 of 2 at the line. A lot of free throw opportunities. Student section is up on their feet right now as Brissa Baeza makes the first of 2. 6-point game at the 4:20 mark. Now you need to score if you're Alpine. Now you need to look for a true set. Neve Carrasco rises up and takes down the rebound. Jillian up the floor. Jillian doubled on the wing. They're going to get Presidio for a foul on the double team. 4:14 to go. Inbound. Man, Presidio is active right now. They have the momentum. Lady Bucks need to find some. Haven't scored in the fourth quarter. Have just been trying to kill clock. But with the Presidio momentum headed this way, you need to start scoring. Here's Jillian into Neve. Jillian driving from the lane, the runner off the underside of the rim, and she's fouled. And that's a big one to open the scoring for Alpine as Jillian will shoot 2. Morrissey's first off the heel. I shouldn't have said open scoring just yet. I'll knock on wood for the second one. Every point matters at this point. Jillian 0 for 2 at the line. Rebound, Neve. She sends it out to Andon just off the mark. Man, Neve might be in the double-double, or at least double-digit rebounds today. Lady Devils bring it past the timeline. Send it now for Kimberly. She pump fakes inside. Kimberly lobbing to the nail now. Ramos sends it inside, and Presidio fights through some contact. Brissa Baeza now through the lane, off balance, gets it to go. 4 points, the Lady Buck lead. Still no score for Alpine in the fourth quarter. Cotto sends it across for Morrissey. Now in the corner is Andon. Morrissey up top, inside Neve with space, catches it, puts it up off the front side of the rim, and a rebound by Presidio. Here's Madrid up the floor. They work it to Baeza. Now Ramos, the three from the wing, won't go. She's a three-point shooter, the one you want taking that shot, but a stop for Alpine as we have a timeout on the floor. Coach taken by our second-year head coach, Taryn Johnson. You know, this Lady Buck team at the beginning of the season probably had a maybe preseason all-district player in Colette Folks who was hurt. Didn't get to play this year. Neve Carrasco wasn't on the basketball team last season. I think that they recruited her knowing that they were missing the big in Folks. And she's having a big day here today, winning the rebound and winning the possession battle for Alpine. But again, a 4-point ball game. This thing's coming down to the wire. Man, we've got kids all over the place dressed out in referee gear, wearing the headset like a football coach. Coming into the gym. These are the ones you circle, man. These are what makes it worth it. All those days of practice, this and the one after this, to play in front of a packed out gym. Trying to upset Presidio here at home. 36-32. Lady Bucks on top, and Presidio with the momentum right now. 3:04 to go in the fourth quarter. It'll be Alpine basketball. No. Yes, it will. Alpine looking a little confused out of the break. Now Jillian driving, sends it across the lane for Neve, and it's tipped out of bounds by Lindsay Carrasco. She's been good defensively for Presidio as well. Scored a lot of points last time against Alpine. Today, Lindsay defensively is getting it done. Evelyn doubled in the corner, a lot of pressure, finds an outlet in Jillian. Jillian sends it off the foot of Madrid. Evelyn has to dive on the floor to get it, and a jump ball. Man, I don't know how that's not a kicked ball. We'll keep the possession arrow with us, but that will shift the possession arrow to Presidio next time around, where it should have been a Lady Buck inbound on a kicked ball. They'll send it in to Cotto. Cotto up top. Finds Jillian. Jillian a lane. No, works out to Andon. Andon sends it across. That's for Evelyn. Tipped by Caro. Evelyn collects. Now back across the key. And the Lady Devil is out of bounds on the sideline as they take it up the floor. Ramos took that pass away, but her momentum led her into the sideline at the 2:36 mark. Lady Bucks still scoreless in this fourth quarter, 36-32. Evelyn with all the time in the world up top. Wasting a lot of time, and there's the kick ball against Presidio this time around on Brissa Venegas. It'd be nice to see a score here in the fourth quarter, I won't lie. We send it inside through the hands of Neve, but she'll recollect on the baseline. Trying to send it up top. Brissa Venegas comes and takes that pass away, but again headed out towards the sideline, right into the student section. Jillian inbounding. 2:21 to go. Here's Andon. Andon, the runner, left hand won't go. Rebound tipped out to Jillian. Jillian, a fadeaway look. That's off the mark, and Lindsay Carrasco has the rebound for Presidio. They have a transition opportunity up the floor for Ramos. No, Evelyn Smith, the takeaway under the basket. She's bumped from behind, No whistle, and they'll give the ball to Presidio as Evelyn is pushed on the baseline. 2:07 to go in the fourth. Ramos inbounding, sends it to Brissa Baeza. It's a takeaway for the Lady Bucks. Evelyn racing up the floor, 2 on her back, off the front side of the rim, won't go. And Lindsay Carrasco has the rebound as the Lady Bucks commit the foul. That'll put Presidio at the line. Wow, big now as Presidio enters the bonus. Both of these games against these two teams have come down to the wire this year. Baeza, no, this is Lindsay Carrasco shooting the free throws. It's Lindsay's first is strong. Lady Bucks commit a lane violation. Lindsay will get another try on the missed free throw. McKenzie set to check in for Neve. Student section still on their feet right now. Lindsay misses the second. We've got a lane violation this time against Presidio. And against Kimberly Madrid. She had the offensive rebound on the missed free throw too. Still 4-point Lady Buck lead after the Lady Devils go 0 for at the line. We send it up the floor and Kimberly rises up, tips it back out of the bounds. And into inbound. She sends it back for Cato Castillo. And they've kind of let them play. I know the Lady Devils are in the bonus. We'll send it up out of the reach of Jillian Morrissey, and it'll be Lady Devil basketball. But I think the officials are kind of set on letting these two teams play this out, let it be a little bit physical, as Andon gets the takeaway. She finds Jillian. Jillian's in, off the glass and in. First bucket of the fourth quarter at the 1:35 mark. Lady Bucks lead by 6. 38-32. Here's Presidio with the ball. Kimberly, the runner at the line. No good, and the rebound tipped out to Presidio. They send it back up to the key. Now to the right side of the lane. Off the glass and in for Brissa Baeza. Carlo to inbound. Evelyn Smith here in a 4-point ball game. 38-34. Evelyn sends it across, and Jillian will have to bring it past the timeline at the 1-minute mark. McKenzie, a quick shot there. Off the glass, no good. A little too quick from McKenzie. Offensive rebound. Lady Bucks put back off the mark. McKenzie with another rebound. This time she's fouled and will shoot a couple of free throws. Lady Bucks up 4 at the 57-64 mark. 57 seconds in the game. The senior Mackenzie De Leon at the line. Kenzie's first off the front side of the rim. Jillian whispering into her ear. Can't hear much in the Buck Dome as McKenzie misses the second. Lady Bucks an offensive rebound and will hopefully hold the basketball here. Jillian driving, thinking she has some contact, a whistle and a charge. Runs right into Lindsay Carrasco, who's had a good day defensively. That gives the ball back to Presidio with 51 seconds left. It's the right call. Lindsay set her feet. Presidio to inbound. They send it up the floor for Brissa Baeza and off of her feet. Off of her feet into the scorer's table. Lady Bucks get it back. This one's not over yet, folks. Just 4 points. And both teams right now probably have heart rates in triple digits. They get it into Cotto. Cotto patient up top. Lady Devils are really going to need to pressure our guards. They're pushing Evelyn back to the timeline. Now Cotto just in front of the timeline. She's just holding the ball, trying to bleed out clock. Brings it off onto the wing. We get a timeout on the floor from Coach Taryn Johnson. She'll try and settle things down at the 32-second mark. 38-34, Alpine on top. It'll be Lady Buck basketball after this timeout break. Man, what a thriller right before what's set to be a great boys game. We'll have about a 30-minute break until that boys game starts. It will be live on YouTube and on the radio again for Fightin' Buck basketball as they host the Presidio Devils. The only loss for Alpine in district play on the boys' side was the game in Presidio. Presidio undefeated in district play on a great run after getting to the 5th round of the playoffs last year and dropping that ball game by a slim margin, navigating foul trouble on the road against Iowa Park in that 5th round. They could have gone even further. Great time for both Alpine Fightin' Buck and Presidio basketball on both sides as Jillian will inbound. Lady Bucks lined up there. Gets it into Cato Castillo. She's been smart with the basketball here in the last few seconds. Just holding it there, not a lot of pressure. She hands off to the ball handler, Jillian. Tipped by Kimberly. It's a race up the floor. Kimberly diving after the basketball. It's on the floor there. Again, they're letting them play. McKenzie picks it up. She sends it across for Evelyn. Lady Bucks needs to get this back across the timeline in 10 seconds as Coach Taryn Johnson takes another well-timed timeout. 12 seconds to go in the ball game. Lady Bucks up 4. And they can really take this one down. Need to just get this inbound pass in, really. Again, Presidio with a win against Kermit in their next game would win the district outright. As we have a minute-long timeout as folks settle down here. Even with the loss today, Presidio can be outright district champions again with that win against Kermit. And they have them at home, I believe. But this would be a huge win for Coach Taryn Johnson and the Lady Bucks. Seniors playing their last game here at the Buck Dome. Neve Carrasco, Cato Castillo, and Mackenzie De Leon, the 3 seniors. It'll be Jillian inbounding, 4 Lady Bucks lined up and stacked up at the timeline. Jillian looking for an outlet. I don't know if we have a timeout. They get us for 5 seconds. That's the only thing we couldn't do. Now, Kimberly Madrid to inbound. They get it up for Lindsay Carrasco. She tries to work through some contact. Lindsay driving baseline. A bunch of Lady Bucks. Her runner won't go. Rebound inside and a whistle and a foul against Presidio. 4:85 to go. 4.85 seconds. Lady Bucks up 4. They'll have an inbound pass. And it's going to be tough for Presidio at this juncture. Need a bucket as quickly as you can get it. With the Lady Bucks having the basketball here, just looking for an outlet. They'll get it in to Jillian. Jillian isn't fouled. They're not going to foul her, and that's going to be the ball game. 0.43 seconds as they foul her. This one's over. I think just a Hail Mary over the top would do things. They get it into McKenzie. She tips the basketball, and yeah, they didn't start the clock. And they're going to run it out here. It was 0.43 seconds. They send it in. They should have started it the moment McKenzie touches the ball, and that was enough time to bleed things out. 38-34. Alpine takes the ball game by 4 at home in a huge win in district play. Again, we'll be back here right after this for the boys game. That is a much anticipated matchup. It's about standing room only. We've got folks back in the hallway here at the Buck Dome, but a big win again. Andon Ramirez and Neve Carrasco are players of the game today. It's what sent things off at Big Bend Radio for now.